What's up, guys? Episode 6 of It's All Love. I got my brother Oscar right here. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I got a old friend of mine on the phone here on FaceTime. He's on the mic. I got a Clayton Torr right here. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Chilling. Just right here doing a podcast with you, man.
Awesome.
How you been, man? What you been up to?
Nothing much. I just finished school like last week, so I was just training and doing my schoolwork, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I heard you're going to Fullerton now.
Yeah, I'm going to Cal State Fullerton.
Nice. D1, right?
Yeah,
Ooh,
D1.
D1. That's crazy. How does that feel, man? How does that feel being a D1 athlete?
It's cool. I mean, once I got there, it was like, dang, I made it. But then, like, you're there, and everyone's trying to get to the next level. So it's like, it's not even all that. Like, once you're there, you want to go become a pro now.
Exactly.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about yourself, a little about background, and how you started playing soccer. At what age? Did you play any other sports? How did you fall in love with soccer?
Yeah, I was born in Palmdale, and I started playing like 4 or 5. My mom was my first coach, I think, so that was pretty. And then I just played like AYSO until I was like 10, and around like 10 or 11, I started playing club, and I played for AVFC for like 4 or 5 years, and I mean, that team became a family. David knows.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, I love soccer, obviously, but like one of the biggest things I love about soccer is the connections you make through it. You know, like I have lifelong friends now. But yeah, and then after AVFC, I started playing with Golden State down in Pasadena. I played with them for a little bit, and then I went to Taft Community College and played there for 2 years. And yeah, now I'm Cal State Fullerton.
Nice. Ooh. Now you went to Court Hill High School. That's in Lancaster, correct?
Yeah, Court Hill.
And then you played on the varsity team there.
Yeah.
I know that your junior year and your senior year, you had 12 points with 8 assists. That's pretty impressive, man, for those 2 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did our homework, bro.
That's good.
But coming out of Court Hill, you say you went to Taft, and then Fullerton recruited you, right?
Yeah.
What was that like? What was that process?
I mean, for me, it was like I didn't have to do much because I was lucky that like my team at Taft had been doing really good, so we were having like some coaches already looking at our team. But I don't know if you know Coach Carlos Aguilar. He's from Palmdale, so he kind of knew of me already, and so yeah, he knew I was at Taft, and he had kept an eye on me. And then when the time came and I finished my second season, he just came in contact with my coach, and we had a meeting, and we scheduled a visit, and yeah, I decided to go there.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Congrats on that.
Congrats.
For real.
Yeah.
What's the difference in like compared, like, you know, junior college compared to D1 soccer? Is there a big difference, or what do you think changes there?
Yeah, I would say there's a big difference. Athletically, there's a big difference. People are bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, you get in Division I, you get kids from everywhere, like around the whole world. So you're experiencing like different cultures. People are like going about their lives differently. So it's definitely more competitive, like to get on the starting 11. But I mean, at Taft, our coach, he's like probably the best coach I've ever had. He put in like the most work that I've ever seen from a coach. He like knew his stuff. I'm not saying that my other coach didn't know his stuff, but I would say he explained it the best, and he's probably the biggest reason why I'm at like a Division I school right now. But in terms of like play, yeah, it's more fast paced. You got to do things in less touches. Yet you're going against people that are bigger and faster. So that's the main thing. But yeah, I mean, we had like one kid from an academy team on my Taft team, and at Fullerton we have big Galaxy Academy kids. We got a few kids from like just like around the whole world, like France, Italy.
Oh wow,
Damn,
that's crazy.
that's dope, man.
It's awesome. So you get to play with a lot of different guys from different countries that probably have different customs, right?
Yeah. My best friend, I actually have 2 roommates from Europe. One is from Italy. He's our goalie. And then my best friend there is App, and he's from France.
Damn.
So,
nice.
That's
it's
crazy. That's dope, man. What was I gonna ask? I had it in my head. Damn. Oh, there you go. You're playing center back right there at Fullerton, right?
Yeah.
How did that go about? Because I know when we played together, you were always midfield. You know, the cam right there making plays and scoring goals.
Yeah.
How'd you get on the defensive side?
Yeah, so when I went to Taft, I started out as like a 6, like a center mid,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing all right, but I was losing like a lot. I was like really skinny, like even like skinnier than I'm not a big guy, but my first year super, and my coach decided to put me back at outside back, so I started playing there for like probably like 4 or 5 games into the season, and I just stayed there the rest of the season. And then my sophomore year, we lost our center back, like one of our best center backs. So I took his role, and then I did all right there. I did pretty good. And then Fullerton needed a center back, and that's where I got recruited as, and I've always been playing there since.
And how was that transition?
I mean, I think if you play in the middle, like a 6, then you could play anywhere on the field. I think that's the most difficult position on the field. So going out to outside back, I had like a lot more time on the ball. I could make my decisions a little bit better. So it was an easy transition. But from outside back to center back, you have more responsibility as a center back. You have to communicate more. So, I mean, you just pick up little things from experience, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You said the 6, like you got to be everywhere. I mean, sometimes you're on the wing, sometimes you're helping the defense, sometimes you're going up, pushing. So that's really cool that you're doing that, man.
Now I know that you live in Palmdale. You had Antelope Valley College, and you had College of the Canyons, and you decided to go to Taft. Is there a particular reason why in Taft?
Yeah. So my coach at AVFC, which is Coach Juan Cinco, he recommended Taft, and I trust what he has to say. And I've seen a few guys from Palmdale go to Taft and then go to Fullerton and do it like they had already done what I'm doing now.
Okay.
And I were successful in that. And I mean, I didn't really know. I just had trust in my coach and telling me where to go. And I'm glad I did it, because Taft is, in my opinion, Taft's like the best junior college in the state.
Nice. So out of the 47 games you did in 2 seasons, that's 47 games for 2 seasons, you scored 11 points. How did you manage to do that, being as a midfielder?
I would just go up on. I'm tall. I'm skinny, but I'm tall. So
Wait, how tall are you now?
yeah, I would go up for corner kicks and set plays.
No, but how tall are you right now?
I'm 6'1".
Damn, you 6'1"? Damn. When we were playing, you were the same height as me, bro.
I grew up a little bit.
Damn, that's crazy. I stay stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
I would just go up for like set plays, and I think I had a PK in there at one point. So, yeah, and then a few assists just from run play. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And what was you guys' record your first season you were there in Fullerton?
I think we were like, I want to say it was like 17 wins, 4 ties, 5 ties, 6, something like that, and then I think we lost 5 games.
Crazy.
You guys were like undefeated at one point, right? And I heard like you scored like a header, and you kept them undefeated or something like that.
That's at Fullerton.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh my bad, I was talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So at when you were at Fullerton, your first goal, I think you guys were 1-0 or something. You guys were losing by 1, and they did a corner kick against Marymount, and you headed. That was your first header right there. How did that feel?
Yeah, that was cool. We were on like, I think, at that point we were 8-0 in the season, which was like our best start ever in Fullerton hit. And it was like 80-some minute. We were losing 1-0, and they just put in a good ball, and I just happened to be there, so I put it in. It felt good because, we kept the undefeated streak alive.
Nice. So was that your first game, or was that your first goal since you were in Fullerton?
That was my first game.
Was that your first game, or was that your first goal since you were in Fullerton?
Yeah, that was my first game.
Nice. So was that your first game, or was that your first goal since you were in Fullerton?
That was my first goal since I was there.
Nice.
Damn, hell of a time to do that, huh? How did that feel? You got everybody in the crowd yelling and stuff. How did that feel, man?
It was cool. It was cool. I'll remember that for sure. Hopefully, I can get another one next year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn. And I know like the college pitches and all that, they're clean, bro. How does that feel? I know you play on a watered down grass, like just level, no holes, nothing. How does that feel, man? Every game.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite parts about it. Honestly, it's just like you don't have to worry about any fields. You're gonna no messed up fields. You're gonna have to run to, and everything is like perfect. The grass is green and ball skips. So yeah, it's really cool. I love it.
That's dope, dude.
That's awesome. Now I know that Miguel Ibarra went to did what you're doing. He went to Taft and then he went to Fullerton, and now he's a pro playing for Seattle Sounders, and he plays for the United States national team. Does that give you an inspiration to play pro, or what does that do knowing that pro went to did the same steps you did? What does that do for you?
Yeah, you guys did some good research.
Yeah, man, this for real, man.
It's a podcast, baby.
This ain't no joke.
No, but yeah, I mean, I definitely want to play in the MLS or like semi-pro. That's my dream. And yeah, he's like an example that I think every soccer player in Palmdale looks up to him. He made it through not the easiest way. He went to a junior college first, like I did. But yeah, I mean, I definitely look up to him and what he's done. And every time I get to meet him, I always try to pick his brain about what it's like being a pro and like the steps that he had to take to get there. So
nice.
Yeah.
So does he come around and you guys are able to talk to him then? So he's involved still with the team, even though he's turned pro.
Yeah, he came to a few Taft games, but I normally talk to him when he comes in Palmdale, like maybe like 2 or 3 times I've gotten to meet him. But we'll get like a few pickup games, and after the games, I just try to talk to him and brain about stuff.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
You say you try to pick his brain. What players did you look up to growing up, or still look up to, or do you model your game after anybody, or a couple players here and there? What's that like?
Yeah, growing up, my favorite player was Sergio Busquets because he's tall and skinny. Like me, he's not very athletic, but his IQ for the game is like on another level. Yeah. So if you have that body type and you're one of the best in the world, you must be doing something right. Like I need to watch what he's doing and I need to model my game after him. Yeah. And, for center back, like now I watch, Virgil van Dijk, Sergio Ramos. Those are like the best guys in the game. So I always see how they're playing.
Now, I did notice that you were number 15. I don't know if it was in Taft or at Quartz Hill, and then you are wearing number 14 now. Have those been always your numbers, or have you had a different number?
I remember in high school I was 15 because 14 was taken, or maybe, I don't even know. I think it was taken one year, and then I was able to get 14. But no, 14 and 15 have always been my numbers, and I've just tried to get the one that's been available. There's no real significance to it. Okay. I've always had those my whole life.
So if you were to wear a different number, we've had this conversation with David back and forth, and we heard it also while watching The Last Dance with Jordan. A lot of players, and even David can agree to this. He says that he feels different if he doesn't get to wear his number. Do you feel like that? Like if, let's say, we don't have 14, we have number 31, you're going to wear 31 now. Does that play a different way how you play, or how do you feel about that?
I could see like their point of view on how it would like mess with them a little bit, but for me, I don't think I would really care. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want a weird number like in the 30s or 40s or anything like that.
42 or something.
I wouldn't. I don't think it would affect me that much. I think that's more for like, in my opinion, that's more for like forwards that try to get 7, 11, 10, 9. But I don't know. I'm back there. I don't care what number I got.
Right. That's dope, man. How you doing with all this coronavirus stuff, man? How do you stay active, or what is your school doing, like on season? Are they talking about that, or what's that like?
Yeah, for our season, we don't know what's going on. We have a few Zoom meetings with our team, and our coaches just inform us on what's going on. But yeah, they haven't really give us anything decisive on what's going to happen with the season. So I'm preparing for if there's going to be a season, and I'm training with Alvaro.
Yeah. I talked to him a little bit earlier in the week.
Yeah, I've been training with him pretty much every day. We go play at Marie Kerr in the morning, and then we'll go play at indoor at like some tennis courts with a few friends, like 3v3s, 4v4s. So I get my training in there, and then I just do like a little like body weight workout like 2 or 3 times a week.
That's cool, man.
Nice.
Hopefully you guys get that season, dude.
Yeah.
I know everybody's hurting on that.
Yeah.
I know you were a big MLS fan growing up. What's your team right now? It was always what?
It's always Galaxy.
It was Galaxy? Okay. I thought you were DC for a little or something, right?
Oh, I like DC because Sean Franklin and
okay. Yeah. There you go.
You always gotta rep pump.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. You always gotta show love.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope. I actually started working for LAFC before all this started, so I have a little issue there.
What do you do?
I was gonna work in the where they sell the jerseys. So the store in front of the stadium, and then they were gonna have me on game days working in the stores inside the stadium and stuff like that. But bro, my first day I got there and they were like, "Oh, the game's canceled, season's canceled, go home." So I've been chilling ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they get that fixed. That'd be dope, dude.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. What are you striving to do outside of college, or in college actually? What are you majoring in?
Majoring in kinesiology right now.
Oh, okay. So either way, you're gonna end up in sports.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, that's dope, dude.
Yeah.
Now I think your bio said that your sister's also doing the same thing, or?
She went to AVC for a year, and then she decided she wanted to become an esthetician, so she got her esthetician license, and then now she's going back to school and she become a teacher, an elementary school teacher.
Oh, okay. I thought I had read something that she also wanted to be with your the field that you're studying as well.
I don't think so, but yeah, right now she's trying to become a teacher, so that's what she's.
Now, how have your parents been influenced through all this? Have they been supportive of you playing soccer and going to Taft and then now to Fullerton? What's it like for your parents to support you?
Yeah, I mean, they've been everything to me. If without them, I wouldn't be here for sure. They always took care of my training fees for the coaches or anything. And they always made sure I was at practice on time. They would take me to tournaments on the weekends. They're like the 2 most supportive people in my life, so I thank them a lot. And they've probably been supportive of me. They haven't really gave their input like, oh, you should go here, you should go there. Mm-hmm. They've all kind of let me decide and have supported me from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We touched a little bit on this earlier in some earlier podcasts. We were talking about sports and the AV and how I feel it kind of lacks attention. I feel like the talent's there. It's just not a lot of people are willing to go and watch us, compete, right? How do you feel about that? Do you feel it's hard to get looked at, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's a lot of talent out here that goes unnoticed. Mm-hmm. Soccer, especially in soccer. I knew when we were in high school, there was that. I think our 4 years in high school that's probably the best it's been in a while.
Yeah.
And not too many people made it out within those 4 years. So it's kind of it's really hard to get seen out here. No one wants to come to the AV where it's hot and windy, but I find gems out here, honestly.
Yeah. Look at you, bro. You're in Fullerton now, but they had to find you at Taft. You get me? So, if they would have just seen you right out of high school, I'm pretty sure you would have been there your first 2 years, too.
Yeah, I don't know. But, no, yeah, I agree. There's definitely a lot of talent out here that goes unnoticed. And I think coaches should definitely come out here more. And, there's talent out here, but at the same time, there's talent that's, directed in the wrong direction, where they may go to certain teams that's not really that high level, where or they can't afford to go down to LA to be, on a good team.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have people looking at LA teams, and then we go over there, and we're not getting, like, smacked. Like, we're competing, we're winning tournaments and stuff like that, and it's like we don't get that same love from schools and shit like that. So that's tough, dude.
Yeah. There's no, like, premier academy teams out here, really. So
yeah, exactly.
All the big academy players and everything, so it's hard to get looked at.
Yeah. I remember my junior year, I went to play in Pasadena for a high school, and we had like the worst record in the league, and we still have people coming to our games, like watching us scout, like, and I'm like, what the hell, like, and I'm looking at these other teams that we're playing, and it's like they're good, but like I see us, and we're like, the AV is like, we could compete, like we're better than this, and it's like people are still looking at these teams that like aren't really the shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's no knock on them, but I'm saying like we should deserve that love too. You get me?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and and Coach Juan and I forgot his dad's name. What's his dad's name?
Coach Jose.
Yeah, Coach Jose. They would always try to bring light to that. So I mean, I know I appreciate them for always trying to get us out there in those tournaments. Coach David too. All of them. They would always try to put us in these big name tournaments, and I really hope that changes, dude.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say or advise, somebody who's maybe who were back in your stats, back in the days, what would you advise them to do in order to be able to get noticed or to be able to do what you did, go to Taft and go to Fullerton? Or is there a way that somebody, young in high school who wants to make it pro, skip Taft and go straight to Fullerton? What would be your advice for something like that?
I mean, I would just say I always thought that my future's in my hands, Obviously, like, we have great coaches out here, but it's not the best environment. Like, there's no academy, like I said, so you're not playing at a high level every single day. So either you're going to have to go down to somewhere like LA where you could join a team where it's high level every single day, or I wasn't able to do that until my senior year of high school. So I was constantly just working on my own. Like, I would look up videos. I would ask people drills on what I needed to do. I was kind of like my own coach sometimes. So you just got to work. Like, it's as simple as that. Just go out and work. Don't be complacent with where you're at. It's going to be hard getting looked at, but you can't just, quit on your dream, obviously. And everyone had different paths. Like I went to a JC. Some people go straight to a 4-year school. So just because you take a different route doesn't mean you're worse or better than anyone, Yeah,
and it's all on you too, because it's like you could go straight to like a Fullerton, but not be developed as much as you would going to a JC. You get me? So like at JC, you'd be getting playing time, and you develop your skills, and then you're ready to go to a big school and put in work. But if you go straight there, a lot of times it depends on the player, but yeah, like you said, it's just going at your own pace and just doing it yourself, basically.
Yeah.
What coaches influenced you the most growing up? Besides, you said your coach at Taft. What other coaches influenced you?
Well, Coach Juan and Coach Jose, those were they're the foundation to my soccer. Those were like the first two real coaches that knew like exactly how to develop a player. So I give a lot of credit to them, and I thank them a lot. So Coach Juan and Coach Jose, right off the top of my head, those two. And then I had a high school coach named Coach Rob. He at Cortez, he definitely helped me a lot, like tactically, and I still talk to him today and keep in touch with him. And then right college, Coach Angelo at TAP, he took me to the next level to where I needed to be to go to a Division I school. And I mean that was really hard. He's a really good coach, but you have to you have to have a good attitude, and you have to want to learn with him. Those are like only two things. You have to have a great attitude. So, yeah, I mean, and then at Fullerton, I have like Coach Coons, Coach Carlos Aguilar, Coach Reyes. Those are our coaches at Fullerton, and yeah, I mean, they know their stuff, obviously. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now I know that you coached, or you're probably still helping coach under kids, smaller kids. How is that how is that coaching other kids, and do you try to kind of push what you've learned to make them better as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I push what I learned. I found that like coaching younger kids, you actually learn a lot yourself. Like explain, like, and then you see their mistakes, and you're like, hey, sometimes I do that too. So it makes you a better person and a better player. But yeah, coaching kids is fun, and teaching them your little tricks that you've gained through experience it's nice to see them take on what you've already done and progress.
Nice.
What would you say is the hardest thing transitioning from the junior college to the D1 college? What was that like?
The hardest thing, I mean, the school is a little bit harder, honestly. At junior college, for me, the school was really easy. Like, I didn't have to stress about it at all. Mm-hmm. And then it's not hard, but it's not easy. Like, you have to put in some hours studying, get tutored or whatever. But soccer-wise, I'd say the biggest transition was just speed of play, honestly. Like, a different system that you're going to be playing too. So you have to be able to adapt quickly. You just have to adapt really quick. That's the main thing.
How do you balance, soccer and school? I mean, I'm sure that, you want to be a pro, so you put a lot into, playing soccer, but also, like you say, classes are a little bit more tougher being at Fullerton. Like, how do you balance that? I mean, are you up to like 2:00 in the morning doing your homework because, maybe after soccer you're tired, so you take a little nap? Or, I mean, how do you balance that? I mean, that must be tough.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like, I think all of college is just time management. So if you're able to manage your time wisely and be organized, then I think it should be fine. And honestly, I think school or soccer helps me do that more rather than like someone that doesn't play a sport, because if you don't play a sport, you literally have all day to do your homework sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so that could get you in like a cycle of procrastination. Whereas if you have like practice, you're like, all right, after practice, I'm going to take an hour to eat and rest. And then like, I got to do my homework for the next class, or else I'm not going to get it done. Like you have to be really organized, and your day just kind of falls to its place with practice and games and meetings and stuff like that. But also we have study hall. Like I think I have like an hour and a half a week, which isn't a lot, but some people have like 4 or 5 hours, just depending on how you're doing in school. But we at Fullerton, it's like a area with a lot of computers and tutors, so they make us go in there throughout the week and get our stuff done, and there's a lot of people watching over us and helping us, so that helps a lot.
Nice. Now, is college also the same? I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm old, but back in the days when I was in high school, like if your grades weren't good, you weren't able to play, your sport. Is that also the same in college? Like if you don't have, you say a 3.0, you can't play a game or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's like a 2.0. You have to maintain a 2.0. But yeah, for sure, if you don't meet the grades, then you can't play.
All right.
What's your greatest memory, or like the best time you had in a college game?
Oh, at Taft, Fullerton, or just all together?
Well, we could do both. How about Taft and then one Fullerton?
All right, Taft. I have a lot of memories at Taft, but I'd say the best one is my freshman year. We made it to the Final Four, like in the state, and we all the final was in Sacramento, so we all went up to Sacramento and got to like the Nine Hotel and stuff, and we got to go to like this cool banquet, and just like that whole experience was cool. We lost in the final, but it was a cool experience just to do that with my team. Mm-hmm. At Fullerton, I'd say, honestly, I think I would say my best memory is when we played at Maryland this last year, because the atmosphere was just like, I had never experienced anything like that before. We lost 2-0, which sucks, but it was a cool game and a cool experience, because I think there was like 3,000 people, which isn't even that much, but for me,
especially for soccer, dude, out here, he's like, we don't get no love. Damn,
and
3,000.
Sorry, go ahead.
You said 3,000.
Yeah, there was like 3,000, I think, or something.
Damn, I can't imagine that.
Did that make you feel like, man, not like a pro, and you know, like all those people cheering, and like, you know, all that adrenaline rush going in you?
I'm pretty sure you had some haters there too. Was people heckling you and stuff?
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you. Behind the goal, they had like a supporters section where it was only students, and like there was like probably 800 students right there in that section, and they had drums, and they like looked at our bios and found out our parents' names and were like yelling at us.
Oh hell no!
Oh man,
It was cool though. It was cool. It was fun.
It was like, damn, I got these fools hating on me. I'm the shit. What's that? How's that like though? You're holding back, or what? You say something back? How does that feel?
I thought it was cool. I'm like, dang,
like you guys went through the trouble to look me.
our goalie had it the worst by far because he's back there the whole game, and they're like the stands are close to the goal, so they were like really saying bad stuff to him, but they didn't get in his head. He's strong.
That's crazy, dude. I can't imagine. Hell nah.
That's awesome.
You bring on my mom or something?
Right.
Nah, hell, I'm jumping in that crowd or something. Meet me in the parking lot. That's cool though. Oh, you played other sports too. I know growing up, we went to middle school together. We had PE together. We played all types of sports. What would be your second sport?
I would want to play basketball, but I'm not that good. I think it's fun to watch basketball, and I like to go shoot around every once in a while.
Yeah. Who you got winning the season if it comes back?
The Lakers.
Oh, you a Laker fan?
Yeah, don't tell me you're a Clip.
Nah, I'm not. I'm an OKC fan,
Yeah,
man. You see the hat?
fan over here.
But you really think the Lakers gonna take it?
Yeah, they're gonna take it if it comes back.
Why?
There's no stopping LeBron and AD. I'm telling you. Caruso in the mix.
Over the Clippers and the Nuggets?
I mean, the Clippers are good, but I've always been a Laker fan, so I'm gonna choose the Lakers.
What about the East?
I don't know. Maybe the Bucks. I don't really like watch that much, but they got Giannis.
Yeah, that's all you need, huh? To get out of there.
Yeah.
That's dope. Have you been to any MLS games, Galaxy games? I know you said you're a big Galaxy fan.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to go to a lot of Galaxy games.
Yeah.
But recently, like within the last year, I think I've only been to like one or two. Yeah, I've been to like 2 LAFC games.
They're dope, huh?
Yeah, they have a really nice stadium.
It's like it's like a European vibe. Like you get like them chanting and stuff. I haven't been to a Galaxy game, but I've been to like 5 LAFC games, and every time I go, it's like beer all over me and freaking that smoke is killing me. But that's just fun, dude.
Fun. It's a good experience.
Yeah, especially when they're winning. You got people going crazy, everybody fighting, yelling. I'm like, what the hell? But I'm having a good ass time.
Yeah, it's fun.
I can't wait to see how it is like daily when I start there. That should be dope.
Yeah.
But did you want to touch anything?
Just want to know what song you have on repeat on your podcast, on your iTunes. What song is that? What song is it that pumps you up every time when you hear that song?
Okay.
You're like, oh, it pumps me up. I want to, just
like
go crazy.
Like a pregame playlist.
Like a pregame playlist, yeah.
I like that question. Well, right now I've been listening to like Lil Baby's new album. I love Lil Baby.
Okay.
But before a game, we'll have my teammate always has a speaker, and he's just playing like hype music, just random stuff. But personally, like for away games, I'll have my headphones in. I just listen to like anything that has like a good beat that will hype me up. Like Lil Baby has some good stuff. Gunna, I like Gunna. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, just anything that will like get me going. Sometimes I need to be like calmed down a little bit too, though. So if I feel myself getting like really hyped up, then I'll put on like something a little bit slower,
Some jazz or something. That's good. All right, if you could put yourself on any soccer team, professionally, any team, what would it be? Your dream team?
Now That's a good question again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go wherever Pep Guardiola's coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no players in it? Whatever he's coaching, he could be coaching some random ass place. You're just gonna go?
Yeah, wherever he's coaching, I want to be a part of that.
Why him?
Because that fool wins.
Everywhere he goes, he's a winner, huh?
Yeah, he wins.
That's cool. What was the question? It slipped my mind. Damn.
How about you? I want to answer to that.
Any team?
Yeah.
I would say either Barca when they had I think it was 2013-14 when they had Villa, they had Pedro, they had Messi, Puyol, Pique. I don't know if you remember Abidal. He was on the left defender. Dani Alves. That team is like my dream team. Like I always think about, like when I think of Barca, I think of that team when they had like Villa up front and Messi on the right, and that team would go crazy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That was the team that beat Real Madrid 5-0 that one year. I don't know if you remember it.
Messi beat him by himself.
Hey, Villa scored 2 goals though. Oh, they had Iniesta too, Xavi, all of them. That's my dream team, dude. All right, how about this? If you could watch any game, because I know soccer is more famous in Europe. If you could watch any game from any year, what team would that be? Or what 2 teams?
Like in person, I would be able to watch.
You'd be front row. What teams?
Oh, in person, I think I would have to go to a Dortmund or Bayern game because their crowds are like they're so big.
That's tough.
I mean, the first answer that pops in my head, I think Barca versus Real Madrid because that's just a classic. Like you gotta watch that. But if I want like the full experience, I'd say like I don't want to go to a Dortmund game honestly because the crowd and. Maybe Dortmund versus Bayern. I think that would be a good game.
Yeah, I seen some videos they had. Like, after the games, they got 500 people running onto the field and shit like that.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that's dope.
How about you?
I would say probably PSG when they had Ibrahimovic. The last year he left. Or probably this one, the one like Neymar and Mbappe. I would probably have them against the same team, the Barca team.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be crazy, dude.
Hold on. Okay, I got a different one.
All right.
They Dortmund when they had Klopp as a coach, and then Atletico right now.
Who would I take?
No, that's the game I would want to watch.
Okay. Atletico, they got some good players right now.
Bro, their coach. I just love their coach.
Oh, okay. So you're a coach guy.
Yeah, I love the coaches.
Since we're talking about Europe, we were talking about it earlier too. How do you feel about American players playing in Europe? You know, England, Spain. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like European teams don't really look at American players, or if they do, they have them on the bench half the season. How do you feel about that? You think Americans could compete in soccer now?
Yeah, I think little by little, like we have a lot of young players that are really good, and they're like playing at higher levels, like in Germany and England and stuff. But yeah, I think it's definitely growing. I like to see that like the MLS be able to get their level up a little bit. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get on Europe's level anytime soon, but I'd like to see a little bit of progress. And I honestly like when those European players come here at the end of their career because it draws more attention. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. It's gotten way better over the past 4 years, 5 years. We got you got Vela playing. We got some other foreign players coming here that just whooping our ass sometimes, but still, it's cool that it elevates us too. Because if you got a little bit more competition, you're gonna obviously elevate your game. So that's cool. All right, let me ask you this soccer question. Who are you rocking with? You got Ronaldo or Messi?
I was gonna say Messi right off the bat.
That's the biggest debate in soccer. Who you got right here on the podcast? It's all love.
All right. I think as I've grown up, it's changed because it was always Messi. Like, I love Messi.
Yeah.
But now that I see, like, Messi, I'm sure Messi, I don't know him, obviously, but I'm sure he puts in, like, a crazy amount of extra work. But, like, I don't think anyone tops Ronaldo in, like, work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And I, like, admire that probably the most. So I'm going to have to go Ronaldo, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about him is that no matter what the circumstances, no matter what players he has on the pitch, he's still gonna do his thing. He's still gonna ball out. He's still gonna encourage his other teammates. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened?
Yeah, I was just saying he's a winner. He wins.
Yeah.
Like,
Like Portugal, he doesn't really have a supporting cast there, especially these last 2-3 years, and he's still like, you know, encouraging players, you know, making them better, and still they won the Copa Oro, right? Like 2016, 15 or something like that. And Real Madrid too, compared to like Messi's teams, he's always had like he has a good team, but it's not as good as Messi's all the time. You get what I'm saying? So I think like with Messi, it's a lot easier because sometimes you watch some of his goals and he's basically like tapping in the goal, like just finishing it. You know what I'm saying? And Ronaldo, he's had like a lot of lower talent than him, and he's still keeping up with goals and assists and that type of pace. Like that's why I've always chose Ronaldo, because I feel like if you put Ronaldo on Barca, he'd kind of like top Messi for sure. Because it's just they've always had more talent than him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's say if you were to get drafted into the MLS, because it's a draft, right, for the MLS?
Yeah, you
Yeah. Who would you want to get drafted by and why?
I would want to get drafted by is it Inter Miami? That's the one with David Beckham, right?
Yeah, Inter Miami.
Drafted by them because David Beckham knows his soccer. Like, the culture within that team is gonna be good. He's played with some of the best teams in the world. He's been coached with under Ferguson. So yeah. I mean, I'd want to be a part of whatever he's doing.
Yeah, that's cool. Imagine living in Miami playing soccer.
That'd be awesome. Be awesome.
Going on your yacht after the game or something like that.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Some Rico Suave out there. You know, shirt.
You got your shirt buttoned down and stuff.
Let the breeze hit the hair and the chest. You know, just.
That's cool. What would be the first thing you do if you were to make it into MLS?
Probably donate some money to Palmdale and Taft.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Giving back. Would you want to, you know, be an advocate for bringing scouts to the AV, or what would you do with that?
I would try to. I don't know. I would want to like set up an academy team here, so they could like travel around the country and play the best teams. You know, I mean, it's obviously not going to be easy, but I think in order for scouts to come out here, there's going to have to be a rise in the level of competition out here. So I would help with that.
Yeah, I think, you know, it has to be, you know, a bunch of guys like you who are dedicated and who want to be able to, you know, do good for the community. And, you know, that's what it's going to take, because I think it's going to be hard for one person to do it yourself. You know, you'll get, you know, some heads turning, but I think if you guys want to make it big, it has to be a bunch of guys, you know, dedicated to wanting to, you know, get some views out in the AV, because, I mean, it's tough out there. But that's awesome, man, that you would, you know, bring back and give back to the community. I mean, that shows that, you know, your humbleness, and that you're still loving the AV regardless of, you know,
that's
what's
where we're
going
from,
on.
man.
Right.
That's where we're from. That's where I get that love, man. What was I gonna say? Why does the questions keep slipping my mind? I have them right here, and I don't know why I can't ask them. What was I gonna ask? Damn. My bad, man. What was the question?
Now, on your spare time, do you watch any TV? Do you have a show to watch, like, you know, SWAT or 911, or what show do you watch? What show do you have currently are watching, if you're watching any?
I watch a little bit of Netflix. I'll get into like a few series here and there. I watched Ozark. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
That was pretty good. It's all right. I like that one. But honestly, like, if there's a really talked about show, I'll give it a shot, and if I like it, I'll just keep watching it. but I don't really watch TV that much. I mostly watch like YouTube stuff, like a lot of soccer stuff actually. So.
Gotcha. I remembered it. This is your last season, right, at Fullerton? Well, because you're a junior right now, right?
Yeah, I will be going into my senior year.
Oh, okay. So what are your goals for this season?
I want to win the Big West. That's like our conference championship. That's what I want to do. And then if we win the Big West, then we have like an automatic bid into the national tournament.
Oh, okay. Well, like personally though, what are your goals? What do you think you should work on or stuff like that?
I mean, as a center back, like I think the greatest accomplishments for me are the team accomplishments. So obviously, I want to have like low goal count. So if we could get like the least goals against in our conference, then that would be really. And obviously, you want to get some awards that put you a little bit in the highlight for like pros team to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not really too big into individual awards, especially as a defender. I wanna win the big ones, the championships.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Is there anyone you wanted to show love to or give a shout out to?
I mean, I talked about everyone like Coach Juan, Jose from the AV, Coach Rob,
Okay.
and all my coaches. So that's pretty much it.
And when does your season start? When you come back? If you come back?
I don't know. Like it could. I have no idea. They're talking about pushing the season back another month if we even have one. But I don't even know when it would start, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try to catch one game.
Catch a game, yeah.
See the homie out there.
Definitely have to catch a game and we'll watch you out or something.
Give you a little interview after the game or something.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you. I'm pretty sure we both are.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of potential. And is there anyone you gonna give a little shout out to?
I just want to give a shout out to him, dude. I mean, you know, you're doing big things, and out in the AV, and you're going out there and trying to do big things. So I appreciate you, and shout out to you. You're doing good, man. I don't know who you. I didn't know you, but just reading the stats and doing this interview with you, you get to see the person, and you're doing big things, man. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Big ups to you.
Appreciate that.
I think that's a wrap for
That's
Inside
a wrap.
Love.
Yep.
Brother Oscar, another episode.
Another
Like
episode.
and subscribe.
Yep.
Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and yeah, that's it.
That's it. Later.